The Lyon Gang were not born overnight. Their story is one of patience, precision, and unparalleled cunning. Their rise was a slow, meticulous climb through the ranks of the criminal underworld. Each step was calculated, every move deliberate. They honed their skills, each member a specialist in their field. From the youngest recruit to the most seasoned veteran, everyone had a role to play. Safecracking, forgery, surveillance. They were masters of their craft. Their expertise was not just in the execution, but in the planning and preparation. The professor, their enigmatic leader, orchestrated their ascent with strategic brilliance. His mind was a labyrinth of plans and contingencies. He chose his team carefully, recognizing talent and ruthlessness in equal measure. Each member was hand-picked for their unique skills and unwavering loyalty. Their early heists were whispers in the wind, small jobs designed to build their reputation and fill their coffers. These initial operations were crucial in establishing their credibility. Jewelry stores, private art collections, even a daring raid on a casino, each operation executed with precision and leaving no trace behind. Their meticulous approach ensured that they stayed one step ahead of the law. The authorities knew a new force was at play, but the Lyon Gang remained elusive, a phantom menace haunting the dreams of the wealthy. Their ability to evade capture baffled even the most seasoned detectives. Their planning was meticulous, almost obsessive. Every heist was a masterpiece of criminal ingenuity. Every detail, every contingency meticulously accounted for. They left nothing to chance, ensuring that every possible outcome was considered. Disguises were a key part of their operation. They could transform their appearance at will, becoming whoever they needed to be. They could blend into any crowd, becoming invisible to the untrained eye. Their ability to disappear in plain sight was legendary. Their ability to disappear, to melt back into society after a job, became their trademark. They were ghosts, leaving no trace of their presence, no hint of their true identities. The Lyon Gang's operations were not just about theft. They were about control, power, and influence. They infiltrated every level of society, from the streets to the boardrooms. Their influence extended beyond mere crime. They had connections in high places, allies who ensured their continued success and protection. These alliances were built on mutual benefit and shared secrets. The Lyon Gang's network was vast and impenetrable, a web of deception that ensnared all who dared to challenge them. As the sun set on the city, the Lyon Gang's shadow loomed large. They were the architects of deception, masters of their dark craft, and their legacy would be remembered for generations to come. The Lyon Gang understood the power of illusion. They were not just criminals, they were artists of deception, weaving intricate tapestries of lies and misdirection. They knew that misdirection was as effective as a crowbar or a forged document. Their operations were meticulously planned, each move calculated to throw the authorities off their trail. While the police chased shadows, the gang was always one step ahead, using decoys and misinformation to their advantage. They created elaborate ruses, sending the police on wild goose chases while they executed their heists with precision. They moved like ghosts through the city, leaving the authorities baffled and frustrated. Their disguises were legendary, allowing them to slip through the cracks of the law undetected. One day they were construction workers, the next businessmen, always blending seamlessly into their surroundings. Their ability to adapt to any environment was unparalleled. They used wigs, makeup, even subtle changes in posture to become someone else entirely. Their transformations were so convincing that even those who knew them well could be fooled. This mastery of illusion made them impossible to track, their true faces hidden behind a mask of normalcy. They could be anyone, anywhere, at any time. Each member had undergone extensive training, learning to adapt to any situation, to think on their feet. They practiced tirelessly, honing their skills to perfection. They were masters of improvisation, able to adjust their plans at a moment's notice if their cover was blown. Their quick thinking and resourcefulness were key to their success. This ability to think like their pursuers, to anticipate their every move, is what truly set them apart. They played a constant game of cat and mouse, always staying one step ahead of the law. The public was both fascinated and terrified by their exploits. Newspapers chronicled their every move, turning them into legends of the criminal underworld. Their heists were not just crimes, they were masterclasses in strategy and execution. Every detail was planned with military precision, leaving nothing to chance. Despite the best efforts of the police, many of their cases remained unsolved. The Lyon Gang's legacy was one of mystery and intrigue, a testament to their unparalleled skill in the art of illusion. The whispers of their smaller heists were about to become a deafening roar. The Lyon Gang, known for their meticulous planning and audacious crimes, were ready to take on their most ambitious target yet. Their previous jobs had been mere practice runs, each one a step closer to the ultimate prize. The Lyon Gang had their sights set on a prize so audacious, so monumental, that it would etch their names in criminal legend, the Banque de France. This wasn't just any bank, it was the very symbol of French financial power, a vault of unimaginable wealth and secrets. This was no ordinary bank, it was the beating heart of the French financial system, a fortress thought to be impenetrable. The bank's walls were thick, its vaults heavily guarded, and its security systems state-of-the-art. It was a challenge that would test every skill the gang possessed. The gang spent months casing the bank, studying its routines, its security protocols, even the flow of traffic around the building. They observed the guards' shift changes, the timing of deliveries, and the habits of the bank's employees. Every detail was scrutinized and recorded. They mapped out every inch of the surrounding streets, noting camera blind spots and potential escape routes. They knew which alleys were the darkest, which rooftops offered the best vantage points, and which doors could be easily forced open. Their plan was as detailed as it was daring. This was to be the culmination of years of planning, a heist of unprecedented scale and daring. The gang had invested countless hours into perfecting their strategy, rehearsing their roles, and preparing for every possible contingency. They knew that one mistake could mean disaster. The night of the heist arrived, cloaked in an eerie silence. The city slept, unaware of the drama about to unfold. The gang moved like shadows, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. This was the moment they had been waiting for. A small team, led by the professor's calm but firm voice over their comms, infiltrated the bank. The professor, the mastermind behind the operation, guided them with precision. His voice was a steady anchor in the chaos, directing their every move. They navigated the labyrinthine corridors, bypassed pressure plates, and deactivated alarm systems with the practiced ease of seasoned professionals. Each member of the team had a specific role, and they executed their tasks with military precision. This was their moment, their masterpiece, the culmination of years of planning, risk, and sacrifice. As they emerged from the bank with their prize, they knew they had achieved something extraordinary. The Banque de France job would go down in history as one of the most daring heists ever attempted. A city on edge. The morning after the heist, the news hit Paris like a tidal wave. The Banque de France, the symbol of French financial stability, had been breached. Panic spread through the city like wildfire. The financial markets went into freefall. The government, facing a crisis of unprecedented scale, vowed to bring the perpetrators to justice. The police launched a full-scale investigation, but the Lyon Gang had left no trace behind. No fingerprints, no DNA, just an empty vault and a city on the brink of chaos. The public was both terrified and strangely exhilarated. Who were these masterminds who could pull off such an audacious heist? The pressure on the police was immense. Every media outlet in the world was covering the story. The pressure to find the culprits, to reassure the public and restore order was palpable. But the Lyon Gang, like a phantom, had vanished into thin air. The trail goes cold, weeks turned into months, and the investigation stalled. The police, despite their best efforts, were no closer to finding the Lyon Gang. The trail had gone cold. The public's initial fascination began to turn to frustration, then anger. The government, feeling the heat, offered a substantial reward for any information leading to the capture of the perpetrators. The Lyon Gang, however, had anticipated this. They had gone to ground, disappearing into the anonymity of everyday life. Some speculated they had fled the country using their ill-gotten gains to start new lives. Others believed they were biding their time, waiting for the storm to pass before resurfacing. The investigation, once a whirlwind of activity, slowed to a crawl. The police, faced with a dead end, were forced to scale back their efforts. The case, though far from closed, became another unsolved mystery, a testament to the audacity of the Lyon Gang. Whispers in the shadows. While the official investigation floundered, rumors of the Lyon Gang continued to circulate. Sightings were reported in various parts of the world, each as unreliable as the last. The gang had become the stuff of legend, their story whispered in hushed tones in the darker corners of the internet. Some hailed them as modern-day Robin Hoods, stealing from a corrupt system. Others condemned them as ruthless criminals, responsible for the economic hardship that followed the heist. But whether they were villains or anti-heroes, one thing was clear. The legend of the Lyon Gang had taken on a life of its own.